Theology in 3 minutes. Topic: Apologetics. Apologetics is the practice of making reasoned arguments to defend or promote a theological position. The word comes from the Greek apologia, meaning a formal defense. Apologetics can be separated into tiers and categories. Tiers help to logically narrow the focus of the discussion, while the different categories help to compartmentalize different theological topics. Let's start with tiers. Tier 1 is broad, arguing for the existence or non-existence of the spiritual or supernatural, primarily theism versus atheism, and is where the vast majority of the debate tends to occur. Any further discussion into the nature of the supernatural or religion is pointless without this baseline, as it doesn't matter what form it takes if we can't agree that it exists in the first place. Tier 2 zooms in, arguing for a specific religion or tradition. The first step is to discuss the broader ideologies like deism, monism, or mono or polytheism, while the subsequent discussion compares the specific religious traditions and claims like Christianity versus Judaism, or perhaps Hinduism versus Buddhism. Tier 3 is the deep dive, discussing specific doctrines or denominations. Think Catholicism versus Protestantism, or even which kind of Protestantism. This tier can often be divided into sub-tiers based on the level of importance a topic has. If an issue is deemed important enough to be of primary concern, then groups may split over disagreements, while secondary or even tertiary issues may cause friction. Whether they cause divides happens on a case-by-case basis. Now, other than logically stepping through tiers of apologetics, different arguments can also be placed into 3 categories, which cut across all tiers. These categories are intellectual, intuitional, and historical. Intellectual arguments tend to be more philosophical, using reason, theory, and metaphysics, or even rational, using science, physics, and astronomy. This category often appeals to academic minds, sparking debates among scholars and philosophers, often in online communities. The next category are the intuitional arguments, which are concerned with things like ethics, emotions, and personal experiences. Now, emotions may sound like they have no place in a serious discussion, but emotions are a fundamental part of the human condition, and for many people, they often carry far more weight than even the most robust intellectualism, especially for those who question the benevolence of the world, or lack thereof. Another example are the ethical arguments that appeal to values and human morality. Human beings innately understand concepts like justice, and we often appeal to emotion and intuition while doing so. These topics often discuss the benefits of religion on human society, or the difference between objective morality and moral relativism. And finally, the historical category are arguments that rely on evidence, archaeological, textual, even scientific, to validate or question claims made by sacred texts, prophecies, or traditions. For many, their faith stands or falls on whether or not the historical accuracy of their tradition can be proven. These topics are where many theists and atheists alike can either find common ground or dogmatic disagreement. Apologetics is where theology gets serious. It can inspire deep thought or ignite fierce debates. At best, apologetics sharpens minds. At worst, it can start wars.